So it's a two cavity klystron. So two cavities. So have the buncher cavity and catcher cavity. So there is electron beam travel from cathode to the collector. So here the buncher cavity helps us to form the electron bunches. So the electron bunches are formed in the drip space. So these bunches are collected by the collector. So already we told that there is a velocity modulation here. It means the velocity of electron is varied according to the amplitude of the message signal. There is an amplitude of the RF input. So that means after leaving the buncher cavity, the electrons are travel with different velocities. So one is increasing velocity, another decreasing velocity, another one is unchanged velocity. All these three meet at one point. There is a electron bunches or takes place. So due to electron bunches, so there is a variation in the current. So that is called as the current modulation also. That means we have the two modulation scheme techniques here. We have the velocity modulation and current modulation. That also I explained. So buncher cavity and catcher cavity here. So now the coming to this. So first thing is we need to find out already I told these things need to explain by the Applegate diagram. Also we saw. So this is the Applegate diagram. This is the Applegate diagram. So this is the Applegate diagram. I'm taking the three electrons here. So one is that A, B, and C. Okay, this is the velocity with travel with the decreasing velocity. So with interact with the negative voltage. So there is decreasing velocity. This is also called as the early electron. This is the but B, there is electron travel with the unchanged velocity. That means the previous velocity of the electron. So this is the C, electron C, considering the for positive cycle of the RF input. So it will travel with the increasing velocity. It's called as the late electron also. So this all three are travel the same distance. So to form the electron bunches. So this is the distance is same for all these three. Okay. So before that, we need to see one small equation here. So what is the velocity after leaving the this one buncher cavity? So evaluation of V of T1. So V of T1 is the velocity of the electron. So at this point, so after leaving the buncher cavity, so what is the velocity of the electron? Already I told. So here the time period is T naught. There is T1. At the T1, so what is the velocity? That is V of T1. So already you will know this is the T naught T1. So the distance, that means the gap of the buncher cavity is D. So now the transit time, so tau is equal to, so time is nothing but distance by velocity. So this is the D, the velocity is the V naught. So that also is equal to, so T1, the time difference between, so these two already mentioned here. You see here, see there is a T naught, T1, the gap is D. So here T2, T3, this is for the catcher cavity. So I want to find out, so what is the velocity of the electron? So after by leaving the buncher cavity. So here the V of T1. So V of T1. So after leaving this buncher cavity, after velocity modulation. So what is the V of T1? So that you can find out easily. So that you can show. This is the velocity of electron formula. Already we know this V naught is equal to root 2 E by M into V naught. V naught is the applied voltage. So now see here. So here you have to find out the average voltage in the gap during the time tau. So the average voltage, so in that gap means, so 1 by tau, so integral T naught, there is a time difference is T naught to T1. So integral T naught to T1. So that RF voltage is, so V1 sin omega t into dt. V1 sin omega t, that is dt. So the integral of, we are taking the V1 is out. So V1 by, so what is the integral of sin omega t? That is cos omega t by omega. Cos omega t by omega. So now we are substituting these limits, T0 to T1 and T1. So by substituting this, we get cos omega T1 minus cos omega T0. So that is equal to V1 by, so cos omega tau, cos omega T0 minus cos omega T1. So already we know, so tau is the time difference between, so T0 minus T1 minus T0. So this is a tau. So in place of this, from this equation, T1 is equal to T naught plus tau, that I am substituting in this equation. So that is the T naught minus tau. Already we know the tau is nothing but the, so d by V naught. The d is the, so gap between the puncture cavity. So d by V naught. So that we are substituting in the above equation. So we're getting this cos omega T naught. So minus, so cos, so in place of omega T1, we're writing omega T naught plus omega d by V naught. So we can take omega, so theta g is nothing but the, so omega tau. So this omega d by V naught, we are substituting this in this equation. So this is now this equation like a cos of a minus b minus cos of a plus b. Suppose you have a is equal to omega t naught plus theta g by 2 and b is equal to theta g by 2. It's just like a that evaluation of the integration. Easily you can understand this. Please go through this. Then you can write this is, so v1, so sine of omega d by 2 v naught by omega d by 2 v naught. So sine of omega naught plus, so omega d by, so 2 v naught. Now this you can write v1 sine theta g. So omega d by v naught is nothing but the, so theta g. So sine theta g by 2. So by theta g by 2. So sine of omega t naught plus theta g by 2. And we can take, so sine theta g by 2 by theta g by 2. That is nothing but you can consider put as a bi. So beta I. So beta I is the, so beam coupling coefficient of input cavity or puncture cavity. So beta I is nothing but, so beam coupling coefficient, that is, so sine theta g by 2 by theta g by 2. That is the beam coupling coefficient of the puncture cavity. So now we can substitute, so that V average is equal to V1 beta I sine of omega t naught plus theta g by 2. So then already we know that V naught is equal to root 2 m by V m. So we can substitute that way. So V of T1 is equal to, so this is root 2 m in place of V naught, substituting V average plus V naught. This is V average plus V naught. That means, so at the puncture cavity, in the gap of puncture cavity, so two voltages are added. So that average voltage of RF signal, and that's V naught. V naught is the applied DC voltage to generate the electron beam. So now, so this V1 is the very less than, very less than capital V naught. That is the DC voltage. Is the DC voltage for the electron generation. So V1 is the AC, that is the RF voltage. That is very small, and beta I V1 by V naught also, so very less than 1. And so binomial expression, so this is the, just like a root of 1 plus x format. So root of 1 plus x is equal to 1 plus x by 2. 1 plus x by 2. In that way, we are substituting this. So now we have the V of T1 is equal to V naught of 1 plus beta 1 V1 by, so 2 V naught sine of omega theta naught plus, so theta g by 2. So now, so this tau is equal to T1 minus T naught. So theta g is omega tau, and this is already this one. So now this is the V of T1. This is V naught of, so 1 plus beta I V1 by 2 V naught sine of omega T naught plus theta g by 2. So simply they will ask here. So suppose derive the expression for the, so velocity modulation. Derive the expression for the velocity modulation. So velocity modulation means after interacting the input signal, that is the RF signal with the electron beam. So this is the velocity of electron after the puncture cavity. After leaving the puncture cavity means at T is equal at T1. So T naught is the time entering into the electron beam into the puncture cavity. So T1 is the time the electron leave from the puncture cavity. Now this is the, so equation for velocity modulation of electron after leaving the puncture cavity. Okay, I think it's easy only. So you please go through this. I will share this note. I think I already there with you. Otherwise, I will put it on the CodeNow platform. You please go through this. So this is the equation for the velocity modulation equation. So now this is this equation is common for both two cavity klystron and reflex klystron. So next we are going to see the So reflex klystron. Already I told you have three topics is there here, very important. So first one is the limitations of the conventional detector microwave frequencies. So second topic is the two cavity klystron, and third one is the reflex klystron. So two cavity klystron. So this is the two cavity klystron. Already we saw this. So this is the equation for the velocity modulation. It's a reflex also. So same velocity modulation only. So only small difference. Reflex klystron, we have only one klystron tube. So two cavity klystron, we have the two cavity klystrons, two tubes. So that is the difference. So we'll see that also. So here also buncher cavity is there. There also have buncher cavity. There is one cavity. It acts as a both buncher cavity as well as catcher cavity. So, but in the case of two cavity klystron, we have two different cavities. So one is the buncher cavity, another one acts as a catcher cavity. So, but in the case of reflex klystron, we have only one cavity. That cavity acts as a both buncher cavity and catcher cavity. So there also velocity modulation takes place and current modulation also takes place. So the process is same. So only the difference is, so in reflex klystron, so in place of second cavity, that is catcher cavity, that is not available there. There we have a repeller. So repeller means we have one. So negative charged plate is there in place of repeller. So that repeller, it will reflected the electrons. So because of electrons also, so negatively charged, and the plate also have a negative charge. So because of that, the electrons are so repelled by this repeller and travel back and back to the the buncher cavity. So in the return, the buncher cavity acts as a catcher cavity. Okay, that we'll see. That also we'll see. So now this is the equation for the velocity modulation. So very simple. So here RF signal, we are taking the what is the average voltage of the RF signal that we are taking. This is the general thing only. So you have to remember this here is the what is the T naught T1 that I already show you. I show now this here you can see that also there with your notes also you see here. This is very important. So T naught, so time entering into the buncher cavity. T1, so electrons leaving the buncher cavity. So D is the spacing bit of the gap of the buncher cavity. So this is also same catcher cavity. The space is D. So 2T is the time entering into the catcher cavity. T3 is the time electrons leave from the catcher cavity. So this is the L capital distance between the buncher cavity and the catcher cavity. Now see here there is a cathode. So by supplying the V0 is the DC voltage. It's also called as the beam voltage. Beam voltage you can call beam voltage. Beam means why is called beam voltage means this is used to generate the electron beam. Generate the electron beam. That's why it's called as the beam voltage. In our laboratory also you can say there is a beam voltage. This is the V0. So this is to generate the electron beam. This is not effective. It's not a problem. So now this V0 is the DC voltage. Now there is a RF input here. So to amplify, so two cavity klystron acts as an amplifier. So you need to amplify whatever the input you are going to amplify, that you need to apply through the this RF input here. So RF input, so the amplitude of the RF input is very small compared to this V0. So this compared to this unit. See in microwave, so frequency is high in gigahertz range. So but the power we are using in the microwave, it is in the milliwatts only, milliwatts. So power is very, very less. So milliwatts power, but the frequency is very high. Okay. So now you have to remember these things. So based on that, already know the general things. Here also there you can see what is that theta naught, T1, tau, theta G. Theta G is the angle variation of the input signal during the transit time. That is omega tau. So beta beam coupling coefficient we can say. Data width of the catcher cavity. Already I told all these things that you have to remember. At least you write all these things. Then they can have some impression on this. Okay, so now already we see this tau is equal to d by V0. These general things only. Now we need to find out what is the average voltage at the gap of the buncher cavity. So we are taking average, that is 1 by tau. So this you can see, and this is the notations. So already we know all these things. This you go through this. Okay, general simplification only. So here, so the velocity of electron, we know, so root 2 V naught by m. Now here, so the two voltages are added. So V naught is there as well as your average voltage also added. So this is the average voltage. So V1 beta I sine of beta naught plus theta G by 2. So that is average voltage. So that plus V naught. V naught is the so DC voltage, that is the beam voltage to generate the electron beam. So these two are added. So now this is the very small that we can say. So now this is the root 1 plus x. So root 1 plus x is 1 plus x by 2. So now this is simplification. Now this is the finally this is the equation for the velocity modulation. Equation for the velocity modulation. So now explain about, suppose they will ask explain about the bunching process. So bunching process, how to explain the bunching process? So bunching process we can explain so by using the Applegate diagram. Here only different questions they are asking. The answer is almost same. So suppose they ask explain about velocity modulation. So same thing we can write. So explain about the bunching process in the so two cavity klystron or reflex klystron. So this is the bunching process. Bunching process means so we can explain the we take one reference. This is the RF input. So take the three cases that I told. So negative peak, a positive peak, and reference one. You can assume 3 electrons. So electron with effect by the negative peak, electrons affected by the positive peak, and the reference voltage. Then you can say what happened to the this you can write velocity. So this is the unchanged electron at B, unchanged velocity, zero field, a negative field. So the velocity is decreased, minimum velocity. So positive field, that is increasing velocity, V max. So V naught, so same. So negative field, minimum velocity. So you got a positive field, so the electron velocity is increased. So you can write like this, but all are travel the same distance to form the electron bunches. All are leaving the catcher cavity, leaving the buncher cavity. So to form the electron bunch means all are meet at one point. So that means the distance traveled by the electrons. So from the buncher cavity to the bunching point, it is same for all. But these are traveling with different velocities. So velocity is different, but all are, suppose one is the bunching point. So the distance from the buncher cavity to the bunching point, so the distance is same for the all. Now see here, so distance is same, delta L. So but the thing is the so length, that is distance, nothing but so velocity into time. So the length or distance, velocity into time. One is the minimum velocity, one is the maximum velocity, unchanged velocity. The time is so TD minus TA. TD is the so the distance for the bunching point. There is a drift pace, you can call it drift time. That is the D. So now, so TD minus TA. This is the TA. So TB, TC. So TA, TB, TC. So the spacing between the two times is pi by 2 omega. So pi by 1/4 of the time period. See, 1/4 of the so time period. This is 1/4 of the time period. So that we can remember. So this you can see. From this you can write. These are the general things only. By substituting the, that means you can take two equations. You can substitute and you can compare. So now there is a one thing here. This is the bunching parameter. This is the distance for the where the electron the bunches are formed from the buncher cavity. So this is not that much important. Just go through that. So this is the bunching parameter. So x is equal to beta I V1 by so 2 V naught into theta naught. So this is a part of our equation only. So the expression for the output current. So output current. So this is general equation. Q is equal to I into T. So this is the Q naught. D Q naught is equal to I naught into D T naught. So now we can substitute. This is the bunching parameter. This is the current I naught by 1 minus x cos of omega t naught plus theta g by 2. So now you need to find out the output, power output and efficiency of the klystron. So power output and efficiency. You can take the equivalent circuit at the output end. So there is a resistance and load RL, RB. So beam loading resistance, external load resistance, effective shunt resistance. You can say all are parallel. So IRMS is equal to IM by root 2. We're substituting this. So now efficiency is nothing but output power by input power. So output power, this is the output current I square into R. So this is the current. So 2 I naught square, I naught B naught beta naught square. So J1 square of X into RSH by V naught into I naught. So V naught I naught is the input power. Okay. So now here you can simplify this. So beta naught J1 of X into V2 by V naught, where beta naught is 1 for theoretical 1. So Jx is the 0.52. This is the Bessel function, you can say. V2 is equal to V naught. You can substitute here. So the theoretical efficiency of the two cavity Klystron is 58.2% theoretically, but practically it is 40%. Okay. So here you need to see only the velocity modulation equation. So what is the bunching parameter equation and what is the output power and efficiency. So most of the case they will never ask these things. Suppose they may ask what is the efficiency. At least remember the theoretical efficiency, that is 58.2%. Suppose they are that, so prove that what is the theoretical efficiency of the two cavity Klystron is 58.2%. So just you can take this equation. So power output, write this current equation. So from this current equation, so the efficiency is nothing but output power by input power. This is the output power, you can type. So from this, so this is the theoretical efficiency. Okay, this is the bunching parameter. This is not required. Voltage gain, this is also not there. So this is the case. What is the questions probably they will ask is, so explain about the two cavity Klystron with Applegate diagram. That is a full length question for 10 marks maybe. Suppose they want to split it. One is what is the limitations of the two cavity Klystron, and they may ask explain about the bunching process in two cavity Klystron, or explain about the bunching process in the reflex Klystron, and both are same only almost. So then what is explain about velocity modulation using Applegate diagram. So there all are similar answers only. Okay, so two cavity Klystron with Applegate diagram, that is the full length question. Okay, so sometimes they may ask derive expression for the velocity modulation. Derive expression for the velocity modulation and derive the efficiency of the two cavity Klystron, and it means show that efficiency of the two cavity Klystron is 58.2% like that. So probably they may not ask. So you concentrate only these things. What is that one? Already please note down here. It's very important. Easy to score the here. Here only 3 to 4 questions are there. Okay. So limitations of conventional tubes at high frequencies. See 4 questions. There will be internal choice here. There is a good chance to score the things here. Another one is the explain about the two cavity Klystron. So explain about two cavity Klystron with the Applegate diagram. You can explain means that also you use the Applegate diagram. Suppose they are not mentioned, you need to suppose they are not mentioned. They are asking simply explain about two cavity Klystron, working of two cavity Klystron, or explain about two cavity Klystron means. So you need to draw that two cavity Klystron diagram, and we can explain by using the Applegate diagram only. So sometimes they may ask clearly explain about the two cavity Klystron using Applegate diagram. So in that case, you need to draw the Applegate diagram. Okay. So then they may ask by splitting what is the velocity modulation in the Klystron tubes? What is meant by current modulation? So like that they may ask. Okay. So anyhow, I think already familiar about this. So two cavity Klystron have two cavities. So what is meant by velocity modulation? So by taking the Applegate diagram, by taking 3 electrons, you can explain so what happened in the velocity of the electrons after leaving the buncher cavity. So then how the electron bunches are formed to electron bunches. there is a variation in the current, nothing but, so that is called as the current modulation. It is called as current modulation. These electron bunches are collected by the at catcher cavity. Okay, there may be increase in the current. That means automatically, so the power is increasing. That is the two cavity klystron. So then one more question here is, so what is meant by multi-cavity klystron? So in two cavity klystron is also acts as a, or two cavity klystron is basically amplifier. So two cavity klystron is basically amplifier. So reflex klystron is oscillator. So reflex klystron is one of the microwave source to generate the microwave signal. So reflex klystron is one of the microwave source to generate the microwave signal. That is also you can see in your laboratory. It is there microwave that is called as reflex klystron. So two cavity klystron is basically is an amplifier. It is an amplifier. So you can convert it into oscillator also. So by giving the feedback. So two cavity klystron basically amplifier that you can convert into oscillator. So by giving the feedback. So generally they may not ask. So okay. So if it is possible means it is possible. Suppose they will ask for maybe one more question. You can two cavity klystron can be converted into oscillator means you can convert into oscillator by giving the feedback. Then what is meant by multi-cavity klystron? So what is the need of multi-cavity klystron means? So two cavity klystron, there is a limitation in the gain. Suppose I told the efficiency is 58.2%. Suppose so the gain of the two cavity klystron is about only 30 dB. So if you want to increase the gain of the system, so you need to put more number of cavities. So on buncher cavity, suppose three cavities are there. So first cavity is a buncher cavity. So there is a velocity modulation takes place. That will appear at the second cavity. So further further it will increasing the current. Okay, that means to increase the gain. So to increase the gain of the klystron, so we can go for the multi-cavity klystron. So in order to achieve higher gain, so several two cavity resonant tubes are connected in cascade in which the output of each tube is fed as input of the following tube. Okay, so this is the use of two cavity klystron. The typical gain achievable by the multi-cavity klystron order of 50 dB with the bandwidth of 80 megahertz. Now this is the multi-cavity klystron. Multi-cavity. Now four cavities are there here. So this is the intermediate cavities. You have the input cavity, output cavity. So now, so this is a buncher. You can collector here now. So in respect to this, it acts as a buncher cavity. With respect to this, it acts as a buncher cavity. So due to that, so it will increase the gain of the klystron. Increase the gain of the klystron. This is the multi-cavity klystron. Now, so already I told now. So two cavity klystron as an oscillator. So an amplifier can be used as an oscillator with appropriate feedback. So by giving the feedback, so we can use this as a oscillator. Okay, that also I think. So now another important one is the reflex klystron. So reflex klystron is a single cavity low power microwave oscillator. So reflex klystron is a single cavity low power microwave oscillator. So the characteristics of reflex klystron are a power output is up to 500 milliwatt. So frequency range from 1 to 25 gigahertz. The efficiency is 10 to 20%. The theoretical efficiency of this is 22.8%. So theoretical efficiency is 22.8%. So whereas the efficiency of our it is called two cavity klystron is it is 58.2%. Okay. So now I will explain. So what is the reflex klystron, then how it will work. Okay. So now the reflex klystron will do one thing. I will leave the end the meeting. You please join once again. Then I'll explain the reflex klystron. Right? Please join immediately.